Hey guys, it's Tracking here. I wanted to make this video because I'm under a lot of stress and a lot of pressure right now because of what's happening. It's a bit of a weird reason, and I never really thought that this is the kind of thing that would give me stress. I just feel so inexplicably tired. Part of the reason I'm tired is because I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Well, it wasn't. I did sleep, you know. I would have had more sleep if I had the option, but sadly I don't. It's because, as I explained earlier in my other videos, I'm in the process of moving house. We are officially, the removal men are going to be coming in a few weeks, but in the meantime, my brother and we're going to drive over, catch a ferry to the Isle of Wight, and we're going to be staying at our grandparents' house for a few months, maybe 1 month, 2 months, possibly more, whilst our new house is being renovated and whilst the packers finish transporting all of our goods. So what we've been doing as a family is we've been putting our belongings in cardboard boxes and sorting out which belongings we want to take with us when we stay at our grandparents, and what stuff we just genuinely want to chuck out, and which stuff we want the packers to move. Now, I don't know how many of you have been in the process of moving house, but and this is something I never really thought about, even though I've moved house at least twice throughout my life. I just feel utterly exhausted because of how cramped everything is. The house is completely untidy. It's a huge mess. There's boxes everywhere. There's crap all over the furniture. Everything's all over the walls. There's nowhere to lie down and sit down and calm down. The kitchen is a huge mess. There's all these dirty glasses and cutlery all over the place, and no one's realistically in the mood to do any cleaning or tidying. Certainly not right now, given the state of flux that we're all in. It's been such a bugbear for me, even though for the most part I'm basically already finished. Look, I'll show you. I got most of my things with me. I put a lot of it in these bags for life. In the boot of my car is my suitcase, which contains all my clothes and work uniforms and practical things I'm going to need when I start my job, because I've got a job transfer and I'm going to be working for my company at the Isle of Wight. But what I find particularly stressful is how there's no room for me to lie down and relax. There's no room for me to lie down and think and daydream. And this is a thing that really irks me. I can't be still and concentrate. I can't think straight when I'm surrounded by chaos and clutter. I don't know how many of you are like this, but it really upsets me. Part of me was wondering whether I should record a video, but the thought of recording a video didn't enter my mind, because recording a video requires initiative. It requires planning. I need a topic. I need something. I'm not the kind of person, actually, who can just record a video off the cuff, on the fly, and document my thoughts as they come to me. The truth is, I need to be quite careful about the words that I use, what I talk about, and I want to make sure that my videos, at the least, coherent and understandable. I can give you a lucid stream of thought in a way that will be able to be understood by people as I'm rambling. But it was difficult for me to do it, and I spent pretty much yesterday and the day before pretty much debating in my head whether I should record a video log or just whether I should do anything. Pretty much all I've been doing is I've been sitting down watching YouTube videos, glued and fixated to my laptop screen, just idling time away. I haven't been able to do anything like compose music or or you know, even just write down notes. There's even a book that I'm supposed to be reading, and I haven't been able to get started on that because there's too much going on, I feel. And I feel like things will probably get better once we have settled in to our new house, but that's not going to be soon. That's going to be over the course of the next few months. I'm going to be staying at my grandparents' house, and my grandparents' house is actually it's way more overcrowded than my house, the house where I live currently. That's one thing I can say. And that leaves me to wonder, am I going to feel any better when we move there? I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jordan Peterson. You know, as somebody who's read Carl Jung, one thing that I understand about human nature is that as long as you clean your room and wash your balls, and we have to live like the lobsters. You know, that's the important thing. If you want to sort your life out, you have to live like the lobsters because we're all lobsters. Yeah, that guy. Well, lots of people like to ridicule him and laugh at him, but one little that little refrain of his that he's so well known for, that he's so often associated with, clean your room. It's actually really good advice because a lot of the time, I don't know if I speak for myself or for people who are similar to me, or if I'm speaking for all people, but I just think it is so much better to concentrate and have a clear mind if your room is tidy. Or not just your room, but your immediate surroundings and your environment. Oh, sorry, the neighbour's just parked her car next to me. I'm just waving at her. It's important that you have enough space and tidiness and order. I find that having a tidy room is the sign of having a tidy mind. And a lot of the times what I've noticed about myself is whenever my bedroom's untidy, it's usually because something's going wrong in my life. Like something's happened that's derailed my mind and made me upset, and I've lost the motivation to tidy and clean up my room. And it's not that cleaning my room will fix the problem or make it go away, but it's like the canary in the coal mine, if you guys are familiar with that analogy. It's that if your bedroom is untidy, it means you don't have the initiative to tidy it, and if you don't have the initiative to tidy it, that's because something has gone wrong in your life. So as a general rule, there's lots of things we need, but one practical step I would normally dish out to people, if you're under a lot of stress, if you're really feeling up against it, do as that Kermit the Frog psychologist guy says, and do clean your room, because it's actually really good advice. It's not the panacea, it's not the cure, the be-all end-all that will fix your life. Now, your life is probably never going to be fixed. I think the key to happiness is accepting that your life will be pretty mediocre and miserable, and coming to terms with the fact that this is all you're going to get, and you've got to embrace it. You've got to redefine your identity and come to terms with your limitations. But tidying your room is something that most people can do. It will probably lift some of the weight off your shoulders. And it's really satisfying, I find, just lying on a freshly, neatly made bed, not seeing any junk lying around. I often think about what I would do if I finally moved out and bought my own place. It's weird for me to admit this, seeing as I'm light years away from making this happen, but I sometimes think one of the things I would do if I bought a new place, or if I moved into a new apartment, I'd have one room of the house completely empty, with nothing in it. I don't know what the reason for that would be, but I just think it would be nice to have an empty space where I could just go in there and appreciate there not being anything. And if that sounds a bit weird, well, maybe it is a bit weird, but I know what I'm like. I know that I can't sit still and think straight when there's too much junk lying around, when I don't have enough space in my immediate surroundings. So that's something that I often think about. And I'm not saying everything will be perfect when I move over to my grandparents', or even indeed once we finalize the move and we've eventually settled into our new house. But I think in the short term, I'll be probably better off compared to how things are here, because there is just too much. There's too much crap around here, and it's driving me to distraction. I don't know what else to do. I've basically packed. I've taken all the things that I want to take with me. I've boxed away all my loose goods, all the books and stuff that I have. It's weird. Most of the books that I had with me, I haven't even read most of them. A lot of them are collecting dust. When I was 19, for my birthday, I got the entire collection of the Sherlock Holmes novels by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I read the first, how many of them did I read? 7 or 8. But then I stopped midway through, and there's thousands of pages that I haven't even picked up on that. And they're actually really enjoyable. You know, Victorian and Gothic literature is not going to be for everybody, but it's something that I really appreciate. I don't know, I think Victorian literature, it's very verbose, very wordy, definitely not for people with a short attention span, people who struggle with reading. But I find that it's a lot more sincere, it's a lot more genuine. It's not tainted by, I don't know what to say. It's from a totally different time. Like, the writers are unapologetically, they're prejudiced, but they say things the way they are. Yeah, some details in the Sherlock Holmes stories are pretty politically incorrect. That's a thing that I should make clear. But what is there for you to take from this monologue? Well, I don't know. Moving house is more stressful than most people think. Actually, in a way, I'm grateful. This makes me grateful that I'm not in a situation where I'm moving to another country. Because then you've got the added stress of not just moving, putting stuff away in boxes, but also you've got to go through customs, and there's certain goods that you can't take with you because they're over the weight limit, or they have to be declared, or they have to go via separate luggage, via a separate flight or whatever. And then there's the added instability of moving into a foreign country. So at the very least, I'm glad that at the very least I'm moving to a different location that's within my own country. Don't have that confusion in my life. So anyway, moving is stressful. We need lots of personal space. Having a clean and tidy room is good for your mental well-being. It will just make you feel better. It's not a recipe to fix your life. Your life ain't going to be fixed that easily, if at all. But it helps, and you should give it a try. And that's pretty much it for me and my general sort of life update. I'm probably going to record more vlogs, probably while I'm out walking. I'm going to show you guys some of the views around the part of the Isle of Wight where I live and where my grandparents live. It's a really nice place, and I bet you guys will enjoy it. Anyway, this has been Tracking. Hope you guys are okay. I'll see you guys later. Take care, everyone.